few years back, I was able to score a Panasonic CT101, which was the world's smallest color CRT television from 1985. It's a 1.5-inch 3-gun CRT. The battery was shot. We're going to rebuild it.
This is something I thought about doing for a while, but I never really got around to it. This is my Panasonic CT101, world's smallest full-color CRT television that uses a conventional 3-beam approach, not a Indextron or a beam index tube, but an actual 3-gun CRT. And the battery pack on this thing is no good. So the original batteries in here, they were nickel cadmium batteries. I've got some nickel metal hydrate packs that came out of old systems that are in good shape. So let's see if I can fit these AA nickel metal hydrate into this pack and make it work.
Obviously, nickel metal hydrate will be a direct replacement for NiCad because they're both rated at 1.2 volts. So I don't need to worry about any charging circuit modifications. I will have to mod it to charge because this had a third terminal for the batteries, which I'll have to modify that.
So first, let's open up the battery pack and separate the cells. These are all going to be connected in series, and there will be straps that connect key cells together, which we are going to try to keep in place. And that way I should only have to use one of these packs and a portion of another, because this is going to use 8 cells and there's 6 of them in one of these packs. So I'm just going to get the paper insulators off of here so I can separate the individual cells. As you can see, there's a thermal cutout on here for safety,
which we will be using in the reconstructed pack. You don't want to have a NiCad or a nickel metal hydrate pack without safety features.
I think glue these cells together pretty good. Okay, so there's our 6 cells from this pack that are out, and I think that if I can configure it into 4 and 4, we should be able to get this battery pack up and running again. I'm going to put 4 cells in like this, and then the other pack with the negative on, I guess it's this side. Where how's it go in? It goes in. The top one here is the shorting bar between the 2 terminal. On this bottom one, that should be negative there, I believe. I'll double check it, but it should be negative and positive on the bottom terminals. These 2 here are internally connected together. So our positive terminal connects to here and our negative terminal there. So I need to get another pack and have my negative terminal on this side. By placing my cells like this, and I have removed the straps on here because I'm going to use the straps on the top of the TV to connect them together, we should have positive and negative here on one bank, and these should be charged too. They were charged, or at least they were at one point. So we should have positive and negative, which we do. We have 5 volts here, and then this next one here we should have again about 5 volts. So we have got a charge on the batteries. I'm going to wrap these up, and I've kept the safety cutout in here so that you don't have to worry about them overloading. I don't know if it's going to charge or not because I think the charge terminal is down in the bottom here. And it's probably not connected to anything, but I'm going to wrap some tape around the cells. And we may have to hook up a separate terminal for charging. But I'll wrap my batteries up. Just like that. And should be able to pop these in here if they'll fit, and should operate this TV if they will make a connection. Might not fit with that temperature sensor thing. Maybe it will. Okay, battery is in place. A moment of truth. Will it turn on or will it go boom? Where is the switch? Wait, remember where the switch is on one of these things? I think it's right here. It works. Of course, we're not going to receive anything because I don't have anything. I don't have anything transmitting. If I'd be able to pick up some leakage from my modulator. There we go. I got it hooked up to my cable, my in-house cable. And I just got this off of my cable box going through here now.
Some activities shown in this program
Pretty neat, huh? Pocket little TV, full color.
Welcome back to the MVPs. And at number 3,
This was
at the top of his game.
this is what every kid wanted, right, in the 80s. In 1986, everybody wanted one of these. They were just ridiculously expensive. Like this thing was like, I think $700, $700 or $800. They were just ridiculously expensive. But this is what everybody wanted, was one of these little sets. I've got my, this is my in-house cable. So I've got a couple different things on here. This should be CNN, I believe that's CNN.
So let's play a word association game.
I can show TV commercials. I can show TV commercials all day and I won't get in trouble for that. But isn't that cool? That's the ultimate in small CRTs. It can also accept AV inputs, so I could plug an AV input cable into this and put my Pac-Man game on it and play that on a small screen. Wouldn't that be fun? Anyway, now it works off of batteries. Now whether it's going to charge through that or not, I may have to put another terminal on there for charge. I'll have to check that out. But we can certainly try plugging it in and see whether it will charge. Here's another station I receive off air. Got the sound turned down on this one, but this is Story TV. I've got my AC adapter here. I'll just plug this in, and this should power the unit up off of AC. Now what I don't know is it's going to charge when I turn it to the charge mode. I bet it does not charge when you turn it off because it probably needs that third terminal on the battery pack. Let's check it out. As I thought, this becomes a negative charge terminal down here. Get that out of the way. This becomes a negative charge terminal when it's put into charge mode. You see, we've got 12 volts from the positive terminal. This is the positive, this is the negative. So when you switch it to charge, that becomes the charge terminal. So what I need to do is I need to have an electrode that will connect to the bottom here and connect up to the negative terminal of the battery in order to charge the cells up when it's in the television itself. Now I could do this just by simply putting a little wire from there up to the terminal here, which is probably the simplest way to do it. Not that this thing's going to be charging. I'm not going to be leaving this thing on charge and charging batteries up, but just for simplicity so that I can make it charge these nickel metal hydrate batteries. As I say, I've got the thermal cutout in here, so if there was something that were to fail and the battery pack were to overheat, it would kill the battery pack itself. So we're not going to have a fire hazard because I do have the safety cutout from the original pack on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just solder a wire from the charge terminal down here up to the negative terminal on the back of the battery compartment here. That way I can have this unit set up so that it will recharge the batteries inside the television. Again, not that I'm going to be using this thing for anything, but it's just kind of cool to have a working CT101 that will work off batteries. Even though it's kind of useless, it's cool, right? It's a cool unit. So let me grab a piece of wire. So I'll just apply a bit of solder to the terminal that I'm going to solder it onto. And we'll just tack it down inside. And now, when I put the battery pack back in, it only goes in one way. It is keyed, so it can only go in one way. I'll drop the battery pack back in. I'll put this remover in there so that I can get it out easier if I have to take it out again. Drop the battery pack in place. cover on. Just like that. TV works. And when I plug in power, I plug my antenna in. I got my antenna adapter cable here. When I plug in power, it still works, and when I turn it to off, that should charge the batteries. There we go. And it will charge them because we've already measured the voltage. So these batteries are not dead as it is, so I won't need to leave them on charge for very long, but now I can charge rechargeable battery. I have now a fully functional CT101. Not that it's really good for anything, just as a conversation piece, but I do have a working Panasonic CT101 complete with a nickel metal hydrate battery pack. There it is with the magnifier. See, this is the TV that every kid wanted, and you'd sit and watch this. I had a buddy that had one. His dad bought him the black and white version of that when he was about 9 years old. And he used to tell me about it. He would lie in bed with his earphone in, with the covers pulled up over his head, watching TV. And he got caught one night on a school night. And his mother caught him watching TV at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Probably watching the blue movies that used to air on the local TV stations. But anyway, neat little gadgets. And of course, relatively rare these days. 1985, March 1st, 1985 is when this one was made. My battery cover's not quite on right. Just pop that in, there we go. That's better. Now it's fully together. I made up a little adapter cable here to go from coax. This is just an attenuator. Just to go from coax to RCA, and then from RCA to mini plug, so I can hook it up to my in-house cable system. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.